You shouldn't be insecure that I go clubbing with my ex. I said, I'm not insecure. I'm done. Then I booked the flight she thought I'd never take. Took off without saying goodbye and let her text stack up on read. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Throwaway, because, well, you know how these things go. This all unfolded over the past year or so. And if you're into those satisfying revenge arcs without the actual revenge, more like life just doing its thing, then strap in. I, 32M, was with Emily, 29F, for almost 3 years. We met through mutual friends at a low-key bar crawl, the kind where everyone's just vibing without the pressure. She was sharp, ambitious, working her way up in marketing, and I was the steady one. Solid job in software development. The guy who plans ahead saves for the future. I thought we balanced each other out. She brought the spontaneity, I brought the reliability. Looking back, I sacrificed a lot without even realizing it. There was that time early on when she got laid off from her first gig post-college. I covered rent for our shared apartment for 4 months straight, no questions asked, while she job hunted. I cooked, cleaned, even helped tweak her resume late into the nights. You're my rock, she'd say, curling up next to me, and I believed it. Hell, I turned down a killer promotion last year because it would have meant relocating to a coastal town I'd always dreamed about. Think salty air, endless beaches, a slower pace but with remote work potential. Emily laughed it off when I mentioned it. Babe, that's cute, but we're city people. You get bored in a week. So I stayed for us. Things started shifting about 6 months ago. Emily reconnected with her ex Jake through some work event. They dated in college. Messy breakup from what she told me. Him being too wild back then. But now apparently he was matured, running his own event planning side hustle. At first it was innocent, a coffee catch up here, a group hang there. Then it escalated to clubbing. Emily loved the nightlife scene. Dancing, drinks the energy. I'd join sometimes, but my job had early mornings, so I'd bow out gracefully. No big deal, right? Until Jake became a staple. I'd see the post on her social media the next day. Blurry shots of her laughing in a booth. Jake's arms slung casually around her shoulders, captioned something like, "Nights out with old friends, hit different fired." I'd feel this knot in my gut, but I'd push it down. We talked about it once or twice. "It's nothing, babe," she'd say, rolling her eyes. "Jake's just fun to hang with. Don't be that guy." That guy meaning insecure, I guess. But I wasn't jealous of him per se. It was the disrespect. The way she'd come home at 3:00 a.m, tipsy, and brush off my concerns like they were annoying static. One Friday, she texted me from work. "Heading out with the crew tonight. Jake's DJing at that new spot downtown. Don't wait up. Face blowing a kiss." I stared at the message. That familiar twist in my chest. The crew was mostly her and Jake these days from what I could tell. I tried to play it cool, but when she got home to change, I couldn't hold it in. We were in the living room, her rifling through the closet for that tight dress she saved for special nights. "Emily, can we talk about this?" I said, keeping my voice even. I was sitting on the couch, laptop open from wrapping up some code, trying not to sound accusatory. She glanced over, makeup brush in hand. "Talk about what? The club again?" "Yeah, it's not the clubbing. It's clubbing with Jake. Your ex every weekend now. It feels off." She laughed. That light dismissive chuckle that always made me feel small. Oh my God. Seriously, you shouldn't be insecure that I go clubbing with my ex. We're friends. That's all. If you trusted me, this wouldn't be a thing. "I'm not insecure," I replied, measured. "I trust you to make choices. But this hanging out one-on-one with a guy you used to date, posting pics like it's a date night that's not respecting boundaries. She paused, turning to face me, fully hands on hips. "Boundaries, babe, you're sounding controlling. Jake and I have history, sure, but that's ancient. He's got connections in my field, networking, you know. And honestly, it's nice to let loose with someone who gets the vibe. You hate clubs half the time." I felt the words land like a punch, but I didn't react, just nodded, slowly. "So I'm the boring one now. The one who doesn't get the vibe." "Not boring," she said, softening a tad, but it felt patronizing. "Just safe, predictable. I love that about you, but sometimes I need more energy. Jake brings that. It's harmless, fun. If you're this worked up, maybe you should come along tonight. Loosen up." I shook my head. "Nah, I've got an early meeting tomorrow. But think about how this looks from my side. How it feels." She sighed dramatically, grabbing her purse. "I have thought about it, and I think you're overreacting. Grow a spine or something. Life's too short for jealousy drama." With that, she blew a kiss and headed out the door. Heels clicking down the hall. That night, I didn't sleep much. Stared at the ceiling, replaying our conversations, the sacrifices I'd made. The coastal town job offer flickered in my mind. That dream I'd shelved for her. Why was I holding on to someone who treated me like a backup plan? The confusion gnawed at me. That unfairness of giving everything and getting dismissed. But I didn't text her, didn't call, just let the silence settle. The next morning, she stumbled in around noon, hungover, crashing on the couch with a groan. "Last night was wild," she muttered, not even looking at me as I made coffee. Jake killed it on the decks. Cool, I said flatly, handing her a mug. No more energy for this. We went about the day like normal, but the tension hung thick. That evening, she brought it up again, probably sensing the shift. We were eating takeout on the balcony, city lights flickering below. So, are we good? She asked, poking at her noodles. About the club thing? I set my fork down. Actually, no. I meant what I said. It's not insecurity. It's seeing the pattern. You prioritize these nights with Jake over us. Over me. Her eyes narrowed. Pattern. Wow. Okay. If you can't handle me having a social life, that's on you. Jake's not the problem here. Maybe not, I agreed calmly. But I'm done being the guy you come home to after fun with him. She blinked, caught off guard. What does that mean? You're breaking up with me over this? Because I went dancing, not breaking up dramatically. I said standing up. Just done. I'll pack my stuff tomorrow. She laughed again, but it was sharper now. Oh, please. You're not going anywhere. You talk about that coastal dream all the time, but you never actually do it. You're too settled. Safe. Like I said, her words stung, but they also clarified everything. I didn't argue, just nodded. Watch me. That night, while she slept off her hangover, I opened my laptop and booked the flight. One way to that coastal town. I'd email my boss in the morning about going remote. Turns out the offer was still loosely on the table. I felt a mix of vulnerability and resolve. Why had I waited this long? The confusion faded into quiet determination. The next day, I woke early, packed a duffel with essentials. Clothes, laptop, a few books. Left the rest. We'd sort it later. Emily was still asleep, oblivious. I didn't wake her. No goodbye scene. Just slipped out, called a ride to the airport. My flight was in 2 hours. As the car pulled away from our building, I felt the weight lift. No outburst, no confrontation, just detachment. On the plane, I powered off my phone, stared out the window as the city shrank below. The betrayal replayed in my mind. Her smug dismissals, the way she'd twist my valid feelings into insecurity. It was outrageous how she'd made me feel like the villain for wanting basic respect. But I let it breathe. That unfairness without lashing out. Silence was my response. Landed in the coastal town by afternoon, checked into a short-term rental I'd booked last minute. A tiny beachside studio with waves crashing audible from the porch. First thing I emailed work, taking you up on that remote option. Personal reasons, effective immediately. They were surprisingly cool about it. Turns out they valued my skills more than location. The first few days were a haze of adjustment. Walked the beach at dawn. Set up a makeshift office overlooking the ocean. No contact from Emily yet. I'd left my phone off. When I finally powered it on day 3, the notifications flooded in. Texts stacking up, unread at first, but curiosity won. First one, from the morning I left. Where are you? Your stuff's half gone. What the fuck? Then babe, this is childish. Come home so we can talk. By evening, seriously, ghost me now. After everything, I didn't reply. Let them sit. A week in the calls started. Voicemails piling up. I listened to one. Hey, it's me. Look, I get you're upset about the Jake thing, but running away. That's not you. Call me back. We can fix this. Delete. No sympathy from me. She'd chosen this. Meanwhile, I settled in. Found a local coffee shop. Started jogging on the sand. The vulnerability from before it evolved into clarity. I'd been her safety net. The predictable guy she could fall back on after wild nights. No more. 2 weeks later, her attempts ramped up. I text. Jake was a mistake. We hooked up once, okay, but it meant nothing. I was confused. Please let's talk. Ah, there it was. The confession, physical betrayal on top of the emotional one. But I felt nothing but confirmation. Still no response. Then the desperation kicked in. Another voicemail, her voice cracking. I miss you. The apartment feels empty. Jake bailed. Said I was too clingy after one night. Can you believe that? Come back. We were good together. Hypocrisy at its finest. She accused me of being controlling, but now Jake's the villain for doing what she did to me. I almost laughed, but instead I blocked the number temporarily. Peace preserved. Her friends got involved next. A group chat ping from our mutual circle. Dude, Emily's a mess. What happened? She's saying you just vanished. I replied briefly. We ended. Respect my space. But then her best friend Sarah called privately. Listen, Sarah said when I picked up tone. Accusatory. Emily's crying non-stop. You can't just dip out like that. It's cruel. Man up and give her closure. Closure, I said calmly. She got it when she chose clubbing with her ex over our relationship. Tell her I'm fine. Moved on. Sarah huffed. You're being selfish. She made one mistake. Families fight through this stuff. Not my family anymore, I replied. And mistakes plural. Goodbye, Sarah. Hung up. Blocked the group. Her sister texted next. Even more toxic. You broke her heart. You know, running away like a coward. Mum's worried sick. Fix this. I didn't engage. Deleted. All this while, I built my new routine. Landed aside. Gig consulting for a local tech startup. Better pay. flexible hours, met people at beach bonfires. Nothing serious, but the freedom liberating. The confusion from the betrayal replaced by calm. I'd sat with it long enough to let it go. A month into my new life, the coastal town started feeling like home. The salty breeze off the ocean cleared my head in ways the city never could. I'd wake up to seagulls and waves, brew coffee on the porch, then dive into work. My boss had greenlit the remote set up fully, and with the side consulting gig, I was pulling in more than before. No more commuting stress. No more waiting up for Emily's late nights. I even started surfing lessons, something she'd have mocked as too adventurous for you. Turns out I wasn't the safe guy she painted. I'd just been dimming myself for her. But the betrayal lingered in quiet moments. I'd replay those clubbing excuses as smug logic, twisting my concerns into flaws. You shouldn't be insecure. As if basic respect was insecurity, I'd sacrifice that job, offer my dreams to build something with her, only to be treated like an afterthought. The unfairness simmered, but I didn't dwell. Instead, I channeled it into building. Joined a local hiking group. Made friends who valued depth over drama. One evening over beers at a beach bar, I opened up vaguely about the breakup. She chose her ex's parties over us, I said. They nodded, shared similar stories. It normalized the confusion, made me realize I wasn't alone in feeling discarded. Still, her attempts trickled in through other channels. I'd unblocked her number after a while just to monitor without engaging. Emails now. Hey stranger, saw your location ping on that shared app. We forgot to unlink. Coastal town, huh? That's unexpected. Miss our balcony talks. Delete. Then more voicemails. Her tone shifting from casual to edged. I listened to one on a walkwind, whipping my phone. It's been weeks, she said, voice wobbly. Jake's out of the picture. Total jerk. He got aggressive one night, yelling over nothing. I blocked him, but you ghosting like this hurts. We had something real. Call me. I paused the message, stared at the horizon. Aggressive. So the fun guy showed his true colors, but no sympathy stirred. She dismissed my warnings. Chosen him. I deleted it, kept walking. The silence from my end must have nodded at her. Her family ramped up next. Her mum emailed polite at first, but underlying guilt. Emily's not herself. She's lost weight, skipping work. Whatever happened, families forgive. Come visit. I didn't reply. Then her dad called. Gruff and unpleasant. Son, this is, he barked when I answered. You up and leave without a word. Emily's crying to us daily. Man up. Talk it out. You're acting like a child. Respectfully, I said evenly. She ended it by prioritizing her ex. I'm protecting my peace now. Please don't call again. Scoffed. Peace, you're hiding. She says you were jealous but running away. Weak. Fix this for her sake. I hung up mid-sentence. Blocked. Their toxicity mirrored hers. Dismissing my side, demanding Aiben, it clarified why she turned out that way. Internally, I evolved. The vulnerability faded. Clarity took root. I'd sat with the betrayal long enough to see it as a gift pushing me toward this life. No more confusion. Just calm freedom. Karma hit Emily like a tidal wave from what I pieced together through mutuals who reached out neutrally. Apparently, after I left, she dove deeper into the club scene with Jake trying to prove she was fine, but he unraveled fast. Unstable as I'd suspected. Mutual friends spilled via a couple of emails. Jake had a history of bouncing between girls using his DJ gigs as bait. One night, he blew up at her in public, accusing her of being needy. When she asked for commitment, dumped her on the spot, left her stranded at the club. She called a ride home in tears. From there, she spiraled. Reckless spending on outfits and drinks drained her savings. Turns out her marketing job was on thin ice from all the late mornings. She got a warning, then demoted. Friends distanced themselves. Our shared circle heard my side through the grapevine and stopped defending her. We saw the posts. One texted me. Disrespectful as hell. You're better off. Isolation set in. She became irrelevant in the social world she chased. Her desperation peaked. Texts flooded again. Please read this. Jake was abusive through stuff. Screamed. I'm scared. I need you. Then, why won't you answer? I admit it. I cheated emotionally. Maybe more, but I was lost. Forgive me. Voicemails turned, pleading to angry. I listened to a string. One rainy afternoon, curiosity overriding. Okay, fine, she said, sniffling. Ignore me. But know this, you're the one who abandoned everything. We could have worked it out. Now I'm alone, broke, crashing on Sarah's couch. Happy? Next. Screw you. Ghosting is cruel. Jake at least communicated. Even if he was a dick, you're worse. The hypocrisy shown. Accusing me of abandonment after her betrayal. Then friends intervened again. More toxic this time. Sarah messaged. Emily's hitting rock bottom. Lost her job today. Blames you for the stress. Come fix your mess. I replied, not my mess. She chose this. Then a group call ambush from a few others. I answered wearily. Bro, one guy started. Emily's begging us to talk to you. She's desperate. Says she loves you. Wants to move there. Even her voice cut in. They'd conferenced her. Babe, is that you? Please. I was wrong. Jake used me. Discarded me like trash. I see now you were right. Let's start over. I'll change. Emily, I said firmly. No emotion. This isn't a discussion. But I need you, she wailed. Everything's falling apart. Friends ditched me. Family's mad. You're my rock, remember? The others chimed. Yeah, man. Give her a shot. She's learned. No, I cut in. You've shown your colours. Goodbye. Hung up. Blocked them all. Her final texts raged. Fine. Be heartless. You'll regret this when I'm gone for good. But she wasn't gone. Showed up in my inbox weeks later. Calmer, but still desperate. Wedding invite came. Our friends. I'll be there. Can we talk then? I miss us. The wedding. Mutual friends. Back in the city. I'd RSVP'd. Yes. Months ago. Fine. Let it be the closure she craved. On my terms. The wedding was at a quaint venue outside the city. Gardens, string lights, the works. I'd flown back for it, staying at a hotel to avoid old haunts. Walked in, composed in a sharp suit I'd bought, coastal style, relaxed fit, greeted friends, warmly. Many pulled me aside. Heard about Emily. You dodged a bullet. Nods all around. Her reputation had tanked after the truth spread. She spotted me during cocktails. Looking disheveled, rumpled dress. Makeup smudged like she'd been crying. Approached hesitantly alone, while others mingled. Hey, she said, voice small. You came. Look good. Tan and all. I nodded politely, sipping my drink. Emily, can we talk privately? Her eyes darted desperate scanning for sympathy. Here works, I said calmly. No scene. She shifted. Okay. I messed up badly. Jake was a nightmare. Abusive. Cheated on me too. Lost my job, friends, everything. But seeing you now, I realize what I threw away. You were loyal, supportive. I was smug, disrespectful. Please give us another chance. I've changed. Her words echoed her old justifications. Flipped now. Hypocrisy laid bare. No, I replied evenly. That ship sailed. She blinked, tearing up. But why? We were good. I can move there. Start fresh. Prove it. I glanced around, saw my new life reflected in the ease I felt. No pull toward her. Emily, you treated me like a backup. Dismissed my feelings. Chose chaos over commitment. I learnt from it. Built something real. Better job. Real friends. Peace I never had with you. She flushed. So what? I'm irrelevant now after 3 years? Exactly, I said firm. You're a past chapter. Closed. Anger flashed. You're cold. Heartless. I begged. And you reflect, I cut in. You said I was safe. Too predictable to chase dreams. Yet here I am thriving. You chasing the wrong things led here. She glanced away, spotting a woman approaching. My date, Mia, from the coastal town. We'd met hiking. She was kind, adventurous, everything genuine. Mia smiled, linking arms with me. Ready for the ceremony. Emily's face crumpled. The reversal hit. Me upgraded her desperate and alone in a crowd. Goodbye, Emily, I said, turning away. She muttered something bitter, but I didn't hear. Walked off, irrelevant to her drama. Back home, days later, no more texts. She'd faded. I proposed to Mia 6 months on. Ring overlooking the ocean. Life's full circle. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.